Hey Courage Project, this is Mike Crow. I'm 28, originally from Massachusetts and Vermont, now living in Turkey, California, and using snowboarding as my outlet. I started when I was like 12 or 13 as a way to get away from the parents, go out, have some fun, hang out with friends, and do all that, and never knew that it would take me to have a career in it. Um, Going through high school, got straight A's, I thought everything was going good, thought I was going to go to college and get a good job, suit, tie, all that, and, do the house thing. But it ended up taking a hard turn after 4 months, and I couldn't do it. I ended up quitting, and I didn't know what was going on. Moved to California, where I currently am, and that's kind of where the struggle began. I started snowboarding, trying to make a living. There's either too much snow, not enough snow, um, and I couldn't make it a full time living. Trying to pay rent, I had to buy snow blowers for each storm off Craigslist, and then sell them at the end of the storm so that I could clear my driveway. There's a lot of hard times in there, um, but based on what I had learned from being an instructor, you got to take one thing at a time. I always coach people, hey, make sure you get this straight glide turn before you start your J turns and so on and so forth. But some people can't do that and they have to skip steps. So I started doing that with my life, and I was like, hey, sometimes things are linear and sometimes things aren't. Um, and you just kind of got to take it that one step at a time. What do you have to do next? That's the most important thing to keep yourself going. Um, so I started surrounding myself with more snowboarding, selling snowboards, grooming, everything I could think of to try to make that living. And then 4, 5, 6 years later, whatever it's been since I moved out here, um, everything's finally going okay. And it took me a while to realize that 2017 was a really hard year. Lowest moments of my life. Tried meditating, tried anything to take my mind off all my screw ups. Everything felt impossible until I went snowboarding again and put some headphones in and was able to kind of relieve myself of all that pressure. Just knowing, hey, what did you tell yourself when you started this journey 5 years ago? It was do one thing at a time. And it's something that's really, really easy to miss, even though I tell myself it every day, whether it's doing CrossFit or working or snowboarding. You got to do the first thing before you can do the second thing. Um, and then sometimes, there are skip steps in there too. Um, so moving uh, from step to step usually is the right idea, but sometimes there's some change in there, which the only constant is change. And the best thing that I can tell you guys is how you react to the situation is the only thing you control. Like I said earlier, my job was dependent on snow, but yet there was sometimes too much snow, not enough snow. Um, and the way that I reacted to that was not great back then, and now I've developed tools that I am able to do that, no matter what the snow level is. And I still have the same struggles that come up every once in a while, whether it's being able to find time for friends now that I have all my jobs, or lay back on the jobs and hang out with friends more. And then, you're struggling in the bank account. So uh, after all this time, really realizing that everything changes, everything's a struggle. But if you do what you love, you can always find that good outlet to come back to. And like I said, once I put those headphones in and am able to just cruise, that's my true happiness.